I was 5 years old when I got up on a stage similar to this one, except much smaller. I got up on that stage to sing Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All. It was a talent show that I had joined in hopes of winning 100 pesos, 100 Philippine pesos, to buy ice cream for my friends and I. And to my surprise, and bigger surprise to my friends, I had won that night. I was 13 years old when I found out how I actually won that talent show. It was my grandmother who shared with me the story. Like a typical grandmother, she started her story from when I was a baby. And like a typical 13-year-old, I rolled my eyes as she said, guapa. Guapa in Bisaya means beautiful. She continued in our local dialect, yabag kaayo ka, pero sige lang, kay guapa man. Translated in English, you sang so terribly, but good thing you were pretty. She explained to me that that contest wasn't who could sing the best, it was who could donate the most. And that night, my grandmother donated the most. She shared with me that story not to tell me that I couldn't sing, though I'm pretty sure that was her hint to tell me not to pursue a singing career. She shared with me the story to remind me that whatever path I took or whatever dreams I chase, there is always going to be someone pushing me through it. Now, I never dreamt of being up on a stage. And to be honest with you, I am terrified to be up here. And I hated the fact that I was going right before Ellie. I was sitting right there just throughout the whole entire speech, throughout everyone's speech, I was just going through all the curse words I could think of. And I learned there's at least one curse word for every letter of the alphabet. I was cursing at myself because I have this thing that I do. I seem to always put myself in uncomfortable situations, and this is one of them. I was thinking, why? Why do you keep doing this to yourself? When they had asked me to do this speech 2 months ago, I knew that when we get closer to the event, the stress level was going to skyrocket. Anxiety was going to start, and all the negative feelings were going to start flooding in my head. And I knew this feeling all too well. This feeling was way beyond the fear of being on stage. It's beyond the feeling of many eyes watching me. This feeling was the fear of failure. 3 years ago, I was in a motorcycle accident. It was an accident that left me with so many fears. It was a beautiful afternoon, and on beautiful afternoons, my boyfriend Devin would take me to work on his motorcycle. And I remember riding on that motorcycle passenger seat, holding on to Devin. And I looked up at the sky. It was a clear blue sky. And for some reason, I felt really happy seeing a plane pass by. And I had 10 seconds to enjoy that moment until I hear Devin's voice, "Oh shit, babe!" And everything just went slow motion. Next thing I knew, I was flying, and bam! I had been thrown 15 feet away from the motorcycle. A dumbass teenager decided to make a U-turn on the right lane while we were on the left. I lay there on the concrete thinking, I was scared to open my eyes. I thought that was it. Thankfully, Devin is a great motorcyclist, and he was quick enough to steer us away from hitting the car head on. I just laid there, scared. But finally, when I did open my eyes, I was greeted with the face of an off-duty nurse, an off-duty EMT, the security guard across the street, and there was Devin. He had gotten knocked out, but got up immediately just to find me. We were very, very lucky that day. The motorcycle was scrapped, but we got out of that accident with minor physical damages. Bruises, burns, a herniated disc. We were lucky. The recovery was hard, at least for me. They say that when people come out of near-death experiences, they come out seeing life differently after. I came out of that accident assessing the 28 years of my life. And I thought, oh man, what have you done with those 28 years? I started thinking on the negative things in my life, and I forgot about all the positive things. I focused on all of my failures and not my successes. I was in a state of depression, and it was a state of depression that not only consumed me emotionally and mentally, it was physically. If you think I'm skinny now, 3 years ago I was way unhealthy. I learned from that accident that not to focus on the failures. My fear of failure had stopped me from doing the things that I've always wanted to do. I was too scared to try something new for fear that I might not be good enough. And I learned, it took me a long time to learn that my failures they were there temporarily, and I let them consume me rather than learning from them. I got out of that accident learning a new way to combat the fear of failure. I now welcome fear of failure as a new challenge. And I know that with every challenge that I take, I come out of it an even better person. So now you're probably wondering how I feel now that I'm nearing the end of my speech. I feel like that 5-year-old girl up on that stage. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Yeah, my grandmother was right. Good thing I was pretty.